Now let's see, how do we differentiate by activity? So suppose the children are reading about bill of exchange. I've tried to take examples from different subjects and for different age groups. So if the children are learning about the bill of exchange, for the low achievers, in the given bill of exchange, find out the errors. So already a bill of exchange is provided to them and they're supposed to be finding out the errors in that. For the middle achievers, draw a bill of exchange and create a checklist of its features. And for high achievers, create a set of 5 questions to ask the class on bill of exchange. So the high achievers are going to be creating questions which they can ask on bill of exchange. So to each one of them, their level of, according to their skill level, the task is being provided. So this is differentiate by activity. Another is differentiation by support. Now, in a class, there are 2 kinds of support which are available. One is the support from the peers. So the peer support is there. Another is the teacher support, right? So when the teacher creates mixed ability group, when we're saying mixed ability group means that in a particular group you have all the 3 kind of learners, your high achievers, middle achievers, as well as low achievers. So that's a mixed ability group. When you give the same task to mixed ability groups, then within the group there is peer support which is available. So there are children who are going to help each other on the task, and that's how the children will progress. So this is differentiation by support. Another thing is that the teacher may want to create ability groups. So when we are saying ability groups means low ability together, middle ability together, high ability together. So the groups are formed in such a manner, and the teacher can give different tasks to different groups based on their skill level. Along with that, the teacher may also decide to spend more time with the low achievers so that they are able to get the right kind of support to understand the concept, right? So this is differentiation by support, where there is peer support as well as the teacher support which is available. Another is differentiate by questioning. So when we say differentiate by questioning, when you are asking questions to the students, try to ask questions according to their skill level. So to a low achiever, you may ask a question which is maybe of direct knowledge or direct understanding. To a middle achiever, you may ask something which is at a higher level of Bloom's taxonomy, which goes on to application and analysis. And to a high achiever, you may ask questions which is further, which is of evaluative nature. So you can range the difficulty, you can create range of difficult questions from easy to difficult, and then you can pose the questions according to the skill level of the students. Now, why is it that differentiation by questioning will work? It will work because when you are asking your low achiever a question which he or she may be able to answer, and when this person answers and you say that yes, this is the correct answer, the person's self-esteem goes high, and this person now becomes ready to take a higher level of challenge. But if it's vice versa, if you ask a difficult question to this child, then this child's self-esteem will go down and the child will not be feeling good about himself or herself. So therefore, he or she is not now prepared for learning. So therefore, differentiation by questioning is the easiest way by which you can integrate differentiated instructions in your classroom. Then there is differentiation by time. Now, when we are saying differentiation by time, there are 3 ways by which differentiation by time can be used. One is flipped classroom, wherein you have created a video and you are posting it to the children, and they are the ones who are seeing it at their own pace. So if there are some children who are struggling, they might want to see the video for 3 to 4 times. There are some children who are not struggling, they just understand it one time, so they will be seeing it once. The resource will be there with the students forever, and they will use this resource according to their own skill level or understanding level. So this is one way by which you differentiate by time. Another way is use adaptive learning. Adaptive learning, of course, you know that there are a lot of technology tools which are there wherein the children can learn at their own pace. Or you can use tiered worksheets. When I'm saying tiered worksheets, you can create different level of worksheets for different students, or it could be the same worksheet and you can say that Okay, everybody will proceed in a serial order. There is section A, section B, and section C. You'll have to first finish your section A only, then move to section B, and then move to section C. And as they're moving from A, B, C, the difficulty level rises. So you can say that, okay, there are 20 minutes for all of you to work upon it, and it's your choice. How much are you able to do within this time? So you'll find that the children who are struggling, they might be able to do just section A, but the children who are better in understanding of the concept, they might move to section B, and some of them might even move to section C. So in the same time, instead of making the children finish the worksheet and they are sitting idle and the others have not finished, you've created a worksheet where all the children are engaged throughout and they're getting their level of challenge. So this is another way of differentiating by time, which means give more tasks or more challenging tasks to the children who can take that challenge. Another is differentiation by outcome. So when we are saying differentiation by outcome, we are expecting different outcome from different students. Now in this, I have tried to incorporate multiple intelligence. So this is basically a class 11 chapter when when the children are studying about businesses. So different groups are given different tasks. It's about the emerging modes of business. So one group is being given a task of creating situations and enact the following transactions: B2B, B2C, and C2C. So they are supposed to be creating these and they're supposed to be enacting. So obviously people who are kinesthetic in nature, again, people who are more creative in nature are the ones who will be given this kind of a task. Another is conduct a debate on e-business is better than traditional business. So within the group, they will have for and against, and there'll be a debate. Then illustrate applications of e-business. Illustration, so here they are going to put it in the form of a diagram and they're going to illustrate it. So those who are good in arts, again, those who are kinesthetic and they're very creative, they are the ones who can do it. Then create a flow chart on the process of e-business. These are the ones who are mathematically, logically very strong. They can create a flow chart on the process. And then the last one is you are somehow not able to study after class 12. Work out a business idea which will make you earn money with least investment possible based on your knowledge of the current chapter. So they are supposed to create a business plan. This is of the highest order. They are creating a business plan. So this is differentiation by outcome. Then there is differentiation by role, which means that inside the class, different students are given different roles. So student acting as student acting as peer mentor, student acting as a teacher, or student acting as an expert, which means you have given the student some task to do. That person has researched quite a lot and is now coming to the class posing himself or herself as an expert, or the teacher becoming the student in the class. So when these kind of shift of roles are done, then also there is differentiation. So children get interested and their skills are being used in peer mentoring, in teaching, and being an expert, and so on. Then you can create different kind of groups. So it could be gender grouping, it could be ability groups, if you can create mixed ability groups, you can create groups based on the interest. And I've addressed almost all of this in the earlier slides. So you can do differentiation by creating or putting children in different types of groups. And this last one is differentiate by resources. So when I'm saying differentiate by resources, which means that if you are using in your class different kinds of resources, multiple resources, then also you are doing differentiation in the class. Why? Because you will be able to address your students' need through some or the other resources. So each and every student of your class will be touched. So some of the resources which you can include are videos or songs or animations, computer games, some newspaper articles, stories, handouts, some case studies. You can use PPT. So you are using multiple, you can take them outdoor field trips. So multiple resources are being used. If you do that, that also is differentiation. So now let's just check out some of the ways. I'm just going to touch a few such activities, but there are plethora of such activities which you can integrate inside your class. Say, for example, exit cards. Exit card is a formative assessment strategy. You give exit card to each and every student. There is a question which is written. The children write the answer. You collect the exit card. Based on whatever responses the children have given, you would be able to make a or you will be able to understand that what is the level of students understanding. So an example of this is, explain the difference between simile and metaphor, and give some examples of each as a part of your explanation. Another exit card has happy as a clam is an example of. So circle the correct response, whether this is a simile or it's a metaphor. So you can see that both the exit cards are testing the students' knowledge of their understanding of simile and metaphor, but the level of question, this is slightly easier and this is slightly difficult. So the teacher can create different level of questions which is taking the same concept and provide it to the students, and then the teacher would be able to so this is basically differentiation to give children the right kind of challenge, and you are testing whether they have really got the knowledge of the concept or not, and based on whatever is the assessment result, you will be able to frame your instruction further. So from whatever exit cards or the responses are there, you would be able to group them according to children who are at the level, who are above the level, who are below the level, and then accordingly you can frame your instructions. Another one is the response cards. So response cards are maybe a whiteboard which the children, all of them have a small whiteboard where they write their responses with a marker. And as you ask the question, they write the response and they raise the response card. And in a moment, you are able to see everybody's response and you are able to make a quick decision who has got it and who has not got it. So you would be able to identify where all of your children are for a particular concept or idea that you have taught in the class. So response cards are a very quick means of assessment, and based on it, suppose you find that okay, there are 10 students in the class who are really struggling with this concept, you would then plan it out in such a manner so that their learning needs are being addressed. Another thing which you can do is concept maps. So concept maps, how do you do differentiation through concept map? You can provide them a concept map. Maybe to low achievers, you may want to provide a complete concept map, and you can ask them that, okay, try to figure out where is the error in this. Is there any error? And if there is error, then make the corrections. Then another thing which you can do is that to your middle achievers, you can provide a concept map which is half filled and let them complete it. And to your high achievers, you can provide an absolutely blank concept map and let them complete it. Or you can just tell them that, okay, you create a concept map on your own. So what you're doing is you are providing them the level of difficulty which each one of them can handle. Lastly, another good way of introducing differentiated instructions in your class is whenever you have asked the children to do something or to think about something, you can quickly tell them that, okay, you get into your buzz groups. Now, what are buzz groups? Buzz groups are, getting together as partners, people who are sitting close to each other, or maybe getting into a group of 3 and discussing it quickly. That's known as buzzing. So before you take the answers from anyone, you allow them to buzz and then you take the answer. So what happens with this buzzing is, like some children, if suppose they are struggling and they do not know the answer, then when they get into the buzz group, they have some idea of the answer. And when you ask them, they'll be able to answer, and hence their self-esteem goes high, their confidence gets boosted, and they will get more interested in your class. So I hope that you've got some idea about what are differentiated instructions, why are they so important, and how can you integrate them in your classroom. I hope that this particular session is useful to you. Thank you so much for your patience and for listening to this session throughout. Thank you.